Okay, we're back
Back for more.
for the final part
The grand finale.
of our deep dive
Here we go.
into isolated raised ALP.
The mystery continues.
In part 1, we covered the basics, what ALP is, why it matters,
Yeah.
and those initial steps
Yeah.
to figure out if it's the liver or the bones.
The usual suspects.
Then in part 2,
Yeah.
we got a little more in depth,
A bit deeper.
exploring those less obvious factors.
Like medical history.
Medications, lifestyle,
All that good stuff.
all of those things that can muddy the waters.
Make things tricky.
But now,
Yeah.
let's face the ultimate head scratcher.
Okay, what's that?
What happens when all the tests are normal,
Right.
but that ALP level is still high?
Ah, yes, the persistent ALP.
It's like that detective show where they've investigated every lead, and they're still left with a question mark.
It can be frustrating
Yeah.
for everyone involved.
So it's not time to panic,
No panic.
but it's also not time to just shrug it off
Right, you don't want to ignore it.
and say, oh, well, I guess it's just me.
Exactly, you need to keep investigating.
Okay, so what do we do?
Well, persistence is key.
Okay.
Sometimes it's about looking for less common causes.
Okay.
Remember those isoenzymes? Checking those levels can be helpful,
Okay.
especially in these tricky situations.
Okay.
If the isoenzymes point to a specific tissue, it might need more investigation,
Oh.
even if other tests were normal.
So it's like getting a second opinion
That's a good way to put it.
from the ALP itself.
Yeah,
Asking it, are you sure you're not coming from the liver?
right.
Even though the other liver tests look fine.
Exactly.
Okay, so...
And sometimes
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
worth revisiting the patient's medical history.
Okay.
Maybe there are some subtle symptoms.
That were missed the first time.
Hi.
Or any changes in medications or supplements.
Right.
It's all about piecing together the puzzle.
So it's like going back to the crime scene,
Yeah, like a second look.
but this time with a magnifying glass.
Exactly.
Looking for those tiny details.
Got it.
Okay, and sometimes
Sometimes.
you might even need to bring in a specialist.
Yeah. A second opinion can be helpful. They might have different insights.
So it's not about giving up.
No, not at all.
It's about expanding the investigation.
Yeah.
Bringing in reinforcements.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Okay, so what about those cases
Yeah.
where even after all that,
Mhm.
we still don't have an answer?
It happens.
Should we just throw our hands up and say mystery unsolved?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Sometimes we just don't find a clear explanation, and
Yeah.
then we have to weigh the risks and benefits
Yes.
of more testing.
So it's a judgment call.
It is. Trying to find that balance.
Yeah, you don't want to over-test.
Between being thorough
Right.
and not putting the patient through unnecessary procedures.
Exactly.
So if the ALP is mild
Mm-hmm.
and the patient is otherwise healthy,
Yeah.
and we've ruled out the serious stuff,
The big things.
sometimes the best thing to do
Sometimes.
is just to monitor,
Watch and wait.
watch and wait,
Exactly.
but with a more vigilant eye.
You're still keeping an eye on things.
Oh, wait.
Regular blood tests to check the ALP
Okay.
and watch out for any new symptoms.
Okay, and remember,
Yeah.
sometimes those lifestyle changes we talked about
Right, like diet and exercise.
can make a difference,
They can?
even if we don't know the exact cause.
Yeah. Healthy habits are always good.
It's like the doctor's version of eat your vegetables.
And get some exercise.
But on a serious note,
Okay.
I think it's really important to emphasize
Yes.
open communication.
Between the doctor and patient.
Yeah, that's crucial.
It's so important.
So acknowledge the uncertainty.
Yeah.
Be honest about what we don't know.
Right.
And work together to make good decisions.
It's a partnership,
A partnership, yeah.
not a dictatorship.
Okay, so before we wrap up,
Yeah.
what are the key takeaways?
Well, remember that a high ALP, even with normal other tests, it's not always a reason to worry.
Okay.
It's a sign that something might be going on, but it's not usually an emergency.
Okay.
Take a thoughtful approach.
Yeah.
Investigate the potential causes. And remember,
Yeah.
it's a journey, not a sprint.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes time to solve the mystery.
It's like those detective novels
I love a good mystery.
where the answer isn't always obvious,
Mm-hmm.
but they keep digging until they find the truth.
That's the spirit.
And sometimes the journey itself is valuable.
That's true.
We might learn other things about our health
You might find other clues.
along the way,
Exactly.
even if we don't have a definitive answer.
It's all part of the process.
It's about looking at the whole person,
The big picture.
not just that one number on a blood test.
Absolutely.
And don't forget the power of that doctor-patient relationship.
So important.
Open communication, trust.
And shared decision-making.
Makes a big difference.
Huge difference.
This has been an amazing deep dive.
I agree.
We've explored every nook and cranny.
We left no stone unturned.
Of isolated raised ALP.
A truly deep dive.
But I have a feeling this isn't the end.
Oh no, there's always more.
Of our adventures in the world of blood tests.
The mysteries never end.
And medical mysteries.
Who knows what we'll explore next?
To our incredible listener.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for listening.
On this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found it insightful.
And maybe even a little fun.
Empowering.
Definitely.
And maybe even a little bit entertaining.
We try our best.
We'll catch you on our next adventure.
See you next time.